Hi, everyone. Welcome to our session. So, today's session is on spirituality and materiality. It seems sometimes we seem to wonder which one, how, and how to balance the two. So, we thought we will talk about that today. Okay. So, with that, let's start with an invocation. Let's close our eyes, connect the tongue to the palate, inhale and exhale. Let us be aware of ourselves as a soul. To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, we thank you for your priceless blessings, for divine light, divine love, divine guidance, divine love, mercy, inner healing, physical healing. Thank you for the inner strength to practice regularly. Thank you for your divine help and protection, for illumination, abundance, and prosperity. We thank you. Let's also do the soul affirmation. I am that I am. I am not the body. I am not the emotions. I am not the thought. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that I am. I am one with the divine spark within me. I am a child of God. I am connected with God. I am one with God, and I am one with all. Inhale and exhale. So when we inhale, let's try to inhale all the blessings that we have asked for, because we've asked for so many things, prosperity, abundance, guidance. So all of that is kind of out here. And when we inhale, let's try and take that all into our body, into our chakras, and absorb it. And as we exhale, let's just exhale out all the obstacles. Okay. So, today's topic, like we said, is spirituality and materiality. So, what is materiality? Materiality is having materials. So, materiality could be money, it could be relationships, it could be home, it could be all these things. And, on the other side, we have something called spirituality, which is supposed to be something coming from the spirit. So, sometimes we think that these are, two different things, as in, like, if you have material, then you can't have spiritual, or if you're spiritual, you can't have material. So one of the beauties I find with the Pranic Healing School and with Master Choco Sui's teachings is that he actually clarifies how we need both. Okay, so sometimes we come across people who say, I want to do, like, I want to help people. Okay, I want to do a lot of donation. That's great, but where are you going to get the money from to do the donation? If you're going to take it from your rich daddy, that's okay. But perhaps you also need to think, or if you're going to ask other people, which is also okay, maybe you're going to do crowdfunding, because that's something that can be done these days pretty easily. That's also okay, because what's going in is the effort to help other people. But one thing that I like to talk about is how much of your own effort is going to go into this. Okay, so in that light, we need material wealth to be able to be spiritual, to be able to help other people. So these are like the two scales. Now, often they are seen as polar opposites, but one of the things that we've realized when we do Master Choa Kok Sui's teachings is that if we look at, you know, the material world, then the emotions, then the thoughts, and then the spiritual world. Suppose we just stack these on top of one another. They're actually all stacked, they're actually all part of the same being. So, this is my physical body. I have an emotional body. I have a mental body. And I also have a spiritual body, which is sometimes called the causal body. Okay. I'm using these terms a little loosely. I'm not sticking to the very, very technical definitions, because what I'm trying to convey is that we need both. Okay, so then the question is, if someone is, spending a lot of time acquiring, let's say, material wealth, then is that wrong? I don't think, I mean, this is again my perception view, is that I don't think it's wrong, as wrong as they are, A, not hurting anyone in the process, and B, as long as they're using some of that wealth to help other people. So if we are doing proper tithing, if we are donating from the goodness of our heart, then it's okay. right? So, and sometimes we meet people. I've met a few people who say that, that they're spiritual, and so therefore they don't do any work, and so therefore they don't have any requirements, and so therefore, things like that. So again, when I read the Bhagavad Gita by Paramhans Yogananda ji, which is called God Talks with Arjuna, and I also understand, to my understanding of the teachings of Master Chopak Sui, then my understanding basically is that to do things that need to be done is also a part of spirituality. Okay, so if Krishna tells Arjun to, you know, fight the war, that's a part of materiality, right? What is he going to get? He's going to get the kingdom. Now, the kingdom, I'm sorry, I'm going into the Bhagavad Gita a little bit, but I have to use that here. So, but the kingdom, is the material aspect. The larger purpose of Arjun or the Pandavas kind of um, ruling the kingdom or ruling the countries is that they will establish a dharma, or they will establish the right administration. They will establish a benevolent administration. Okay, so again, if wealth is concentrated in the hands of certain people who then use that wealth properly, then many more people are benefited, right? So one of the things that I remember, and again, if I'm making a mistake, I'm sorry, but what I remember Acharya Daphne saying once is that, when we look at our business or we look at our occupation, are we looking at just the paycheck? Are we looking at just the profits? Or along with that, are we also aware that we are helping so many other people, right? So if we are running a business and we are providing employment to, let's say even 5 people, okay? Then if we also look at that business as a vehicle, as an entity through which you can provide employment to 5 people, then are we doing a good thing or are we not doing a good thing? We are doing a good thing, right? Now, let's just take this one step further because we're a little bit in COVID times, right? So, what if I have to, as a business person, I have to decide whether suppose as the business can no longer support, let's say 5 people, but can the business support 4 people? So now, by letting go of that one person who the business can no longer support, are we still able to support 4 people at least? Isn't that better than the entire business collapsing? Yes. So we have to look at things in a certain context. One is, I'm going to fire this guy because he really bugs me. That's one angle. Okay. That's not spiritual. And that's not going to help in the material world either. But if we take the view that, okay, if I release this one person, then I can at least afford to support, or this business can currently afford to support these 4 other people and their families. So again, it's, often it is the view that we take. So before taking any decisions, let's try and step back and let's think about it. Are we doing it because we are angry? Are we doing it because we're upset? Are we doing it because we're afraid? Are we doing it only for our own profit? Or are we also thinking of the larger picture? And I feel that if we look at the larger picture, if we are aware of the other people who we are affecting, and if we look at how we are helping other people, then perhaps the spiritual and the material gets balanced by the same action. Okay, because sometimes what happens to us is we think that a spiritual action is very different from a material action. We don't see them both as the same action. But to me, what makes them both the same action and makes them both materially profitable as well as spiritually appropriate is the attitude. So what I'd like us to do is just take a few seconds and just think. Okay, let's just look at our employment or whatever work we do right now. Let's just look at that. If you run a business, look at that. If you are employed somewhere, then look at that. If unfortunately we are one of those people who may have been asked to leave, then let's also look at the business in the same way, that perhaps my employer, by releasing me, is able to support the other 90 people or 40 people or 4 people, right? And I, through my meditations, through my knowledge of pranic healing, I can help myself find another job, right? So that's what Twin Hearts is also supposed to help us to accomplish, is to improve our prosperity. So we have the tools and let's just use them, right? So let's just take a minute. Let's think for a second of something that has a material aspect, something that we want to do, but is there a larger purpose to it? And can we find that larger purpose and be comfortable with it? Inhale and exhale. Let's close our eyes. Just go through the day or the last week or the last month and just be aware. And let's be aware that if we take a perspective of helping other people, of the business being a vehicle to support other families, then that itself creates a channel for prosperity. Because then the great ones, the gods, know that if they give you more money or if they give us more money, we will handle it with respect. We will use it sensitively. We'll be aware of the requirements of others. Doesn't mean we cause damage to ourselves, but yes, we have other people's benefit in our mind. And that's important. So the videos that we have out there for migraine, asthma, body sculpting, and gastric issues is basically to help us spread pranic healing. So the feedback I was looking for is that have you been able to perhaps, send those videos to other people to be able to help them understand how much pranic healing can do in terms of solving these issues. So I'd be very grateful for that feedback, either over here on YouTube or on the chat box or on our WhatsApp group. Okay, I would be really, really grateful for that because that would help us to understand how we can really help. Okay. Oh yeah, we also had one on knee pain and we also had one on lower back pain, if I remember correctly. Okay, so the idea is to help us spread pranic healing. Now, I do understand that we are located here in Calcutta and our workshops are currently in Calcutta, although we will be having online workshops. So, if we have benefited, let's also try and spread pranic healing. So if you have friends and family in Kolkata, you can refer them to us. If not, you can refer them to your local center. So let's really try to spread pranic healing because no one seems to be sure about when COVID is going to go away. And, till it does, let's try and help as many people to become able to be able to heal themselves. Yes, so I would be very, very grateful for that. Okay, thank you. So let's raise our hands in blessing position. Let's be aware of our crown, our heart, and our hands. Let's visualize the entire planet Earth in front of us. Let's be aware of all the billion people that are on the planet. Let's be aware that different people in different parts of the world are experiencing different kinds of issues. So let's just be aware of that. Let's bless people with the right attitude towards finances, with towards prosperity. Let's bless people with the right attitude towards health, that prevention is better than cure. Let's bless people with spirituality and with wonderful relationships. Yes, there are restrictions in COVID times, but these are also times to look into relationships that we may have perhaps neglected. Now that we have blessed the earth and everybody else, let's bless ourselves with the materialization of our financial target. And I hope you have it in writing. Our relationship target, our health target, and our spiritual target. Let's bless the entire planet Earth. Let's bless our homes. Visualize bright, beautiful light flowing from our hands, coming from the Supreme God, flowing to our homes, filling our homes with beautiful, bright light, cleansing our home and filling it with divine light, divine love, and divine guidance. Let's also do that with our workplace, our family workplace, or our employer's place. Let's bless the entire place with beautiful light, divine light. Feel the energy flowing in, bringing with it prosperity, relationships, and good health. Let's bless our projects. Let's bless anything else that we'd like to. I hope we all have our targets in writing so that when we meet one target, we can create another one. So let's say you have a financial target and you've met that financial target, then you can create another one, and so on for health, and so on for relationships. Okay. Let's also, of course, bless the entire planet Earth with freedom from the coronavirus as soon as possible. Thank you. Inhale and exhale. Let's also bless Master Chokok Sui's pranic healing. May it spread rapidly and properly. May we be able to spread the teachings so that people can learn how to handle themselves, how to improve their immunity, and how to do it so simply. So I just want to add one thing here. We've been doing healing for somebody. We've been doing healing for one person in that family for asthma, and what has happened is that apart from this particular person, everybody else in the family has tested positive for COVID. That just gives me again another validation that pranic healing really works. We're working on this one person for asthma, but she didn't get COVID. Everybody else in the family got COVID. So obviously the healing is working as a preventive. So just wanted to share that with you, and you know, you can share that with others, and let's see where that takes us. Okay. Also, just one more thing for those of us who are joining us for the healing for the sessions. If you want to join the live sessions, then you have to come at 4 o'clock at Indian Standard Time, and that's when we do mass healing for everyone who is present in the meditation. We don't record that part. So thank you everyone for joining. I hope you had a great session, and I hope you're feeling better after the healing. So again, those of you who are watching this YouTube video later, please join us real time at 4 o'clock India Standard Time when we do healing for everybody. And of course, we also have the meditation. So see you soon. Great. So everyone who had asked for healing on the chat box, I'd just be grateful if on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being no pain and 10 being intense pain, if you can just write quickly, how much it was and how much it is, then that'll also give us an idea of how this is working. So where it was, and so suppose you had a very bad headache, that's a 10, and let's say now, right now it's 3. So that's from 10 to 3. Okay, that would be helpful for us to evaluate how it's all working. So we have one pain reduced from 7 to 3, from 10 to 4, shoulder pain. Thank you. I'm not calling out your names, but I'm just kind of, recording this so that we are aware of what we are able to do right.